Name's Joe Cosper, and I like Akron because it's a nice place to be. It's away from the violence, unlike Cleveland and Columbus, and plus Akron's on the verge of remodeling itself with the University of Akron, and I don't know.
Do you see the university development as a positive thing for the city then?
Yes, I do.
Great. And how has that development impacted you?
The development impacted me on how it used to be, like how Kent State in back in the day got shot up. It affected me because it's another way to start over.
It's like a reinvention of the city?
Yeah.
Beth, do you want to respond to that?
I've recently been back in the city of Akron. I lived here about 20 years ago, and I notice now that there's a, as you put it, maybe remodeling or restructuring of the city. I would say restructuring. The move where this university has expanded, and of course the YMCA. I don't know what else they're planning. Maybe the gentlemen over here know, but I've been downtown for about a year now watching and trying to figure out how they're going to do things here. Hopefully how they're going to encourage job growth. That's my first thoughts.
Do you want to respond to that? I'm only gonna give. Since I know you're gonna get to the point.
I agree. I agree with you 100% about that. It's another way to move on, and that's all I have to say in that matter.
William, do you want to mention about anything about the redevelopment?
I think the redevelopment of the University of Akron is a good idea. I wouldn't mind going to the university. I want to learn more. I've got my GED and that. I just want to get a little more training on everything I have to do.
Let's talk about education. What do you feel access to education in Akron? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts of education in Akron, they're stepping it up. Bookdo and visiting St. Mary's are obviously trying to go head to head with each other when it comes to education. And but Kenmore and they're not. I don't think they're doing so well. And Akron North, I know they're not. But
Any thoughts on how that could change?
only way that will change is if they they get rid of the bad kids and put in the good kids that really want to learn.
How do you do that?
Make them take a entrance exam. You know how in other countries they make you, like for instance Japan, they make you take an exam in order to get into a school. Maybe Kenmore and Akron North need to start taking entrance exams so that it'll separate the smarter kids from the bad kids.
What would be in that scenario? What would be then the resource for the kids that don't want to learn or couldn't pass that entrance exam?
I don't.
I'm just wondering if if a kid maybe wasn't smart enough to pass the entrance exam but really wanted to learn, how could you help support them?
I would get if I was in their shoes, I would get a tutor before I took the exam.
Young lady. Kids that can't learn a lot, I would sit and help them. I wouldn't let them be dumb. I would work and try and train with them. You know what I'm saying? I got a niece. She's not got a lot of smart on algebra and that. So I work with her. I will work with her. And she goes, you know your algebra. So she's being a brat.
So it's a matter of giving everybody that has the desire to learn.
I'm giving her a desire to learn something that she ain't learning, that I was forced to learn. I was given a 12th grade education, which I was only supposed to go in that 8th grade education on my math. But I went 12th grade and learned. And you know something? She's proud because I'm helping her. And I love it.
I think there's something to the helping spirit in Akron.
Yes. From what I can tell, the high school system here in the city of Akron is not the same as what it was again 20 years ago. I graduated from Mount High School. And I don't know now. I think they still have the opportunity of going to any one of the high schools, as far as I know. Even though if they live within the city limits, I don't know as far as vocational programs. Based upon what I've seen, I would think that they should work on increasing the number of kids who pass through vocational programs compared to college prep. And I could be wrong about that, even though I'm sure the attendance at the University of Akron has increased. It looks like, I'm going to say that or make that assumption based upon the size of the facility.
The services I would like to see change is get the cops back on patrol. I didn't like it when they laid off those cops last year. Because of that, they brought the criminals back in action because they laid off those cops. And with the criminals back in action, the chances are Akron is going to be corrupt again. And I don't want that to happen. So my thing is they should bring back the cops.
Yeah, let's talk more about that because I mean that's another theme that we're hearing. You know, do we need a police levy to bring back those positions? What do you think?
Yes, we do need a levy. Yeah, we
do, man. Yeah, we need to bring back the levy to bring our police officers back, our sheriffs back, because all they do, they lay them off. Then, you, like he said, you got the common criminal coming in. I've been mugged myself, but you know something? It ain't right. And they're like, "Well, why are you up here at the hospital?" I've been mugged. Dude busted my head back open, and now, all of a sudden, they're like, "Oh, you'll be all right." You know? It ain't right. Let the officers come back to work that were laid off. Yeah. I agree with him.
Joe, and I kind of want to circle back to you because I know that you do have strong feelings about this. Have you seen, and can you give an example of increase in crime since the policemen were laid off?
I haven't seen it. I've heard it. Just the other day, the other year, somebody got robbed underneath the Y Bridge. They suffered a lot of pain. It was severe injuries, and the criminals got away with it.
Do you think, it sounds like you want the police back. Are you willing to pay extra for it, in taxes or?
That's yes. If that's what it takes to get the cops back, yeah, I'm willing to pay taxes for that.
And what could be cut to find that money?
Only thing I see getting cut is the stuff that we don't need, like the bars and clubs and everything, the fast food joints. We don't need that in Akron. That's just bringing more attention, the wrong people in Akron. We want the people that is right for us, not the wrong people. If anything, it'll bring the people from Cleveland to Akron, and Cleveland is worse than Akron.
Are there government city services that you would be willing to give up to bring the police back?
No.
So really, it's more that we just need to raise the taxes in order to get that money. Is that your thought?
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's a hard question.
yeah, it's a hard question.
I currently live with my parents. I don't pay taxes in the city of Akron, but if I did, I would definitely vote, and I'd be willing to pay an increase in taxes in order to bring the law enforcement officers that were removed from their positions. I agree. I assume that we need everyone that we had before, so will we not need them now?
So you feel that a tax is a better solution than cutting city services that are already in place?
I don't know that I'm in a position to make an analysis of that. I don't know if I know enough to say I would rather cut. I'd rather to cut something. I think I'd rather pay the taxes.
Yeah. Here's a question. I mean, are we aware, as residents of Akron, what our government money is being spent on? I mean, do we know what the city is spending its money on?
Yeah.
Do you want to respond to that?
Honestly, to be honest, I have no idea. For all I know, they're spending it on meaningless stuff.
How could we educate the public on? I mean, is there a place where you would like to find that information?
Online.
So if, for instance, the city budget were posted online, is that something that you would be interested to see?
Yeah, and they would probably post it on the news.
So more media attention to...
Yeah.
Beth, do you have thoughts on that?
Can you ask me the question again?
I'm just wondering, do we know where the city money is being spent, and is there a place, a resource that you would like to go to find that information out?
It would be nice. I'm assuming most people have the newspaper, as myself, I have the newspaper as far as what they put in there. Not that it's incorrect or not that they're maybe not giving us the right information. It would be nice to have somewhere else to go to get additional information so we can make the decision.
I just want to be aware of time. It's 4:14. Are you good, Joe, or do you want to wrap this up
Yeah.
soon? Okay. So I'd say let's wrap this conversation up. But final thoughts, anything that this conversation sparked for you, or do you feel this was valuable in any way?
I felt that it was a wake-up call for Akron to get their head on their shoulders to get back on track.
Do you feel like this conversation is valuable to you? Do
Yes.
you take anything away from it?
I feel this conversation is valuable. Really.
Thoughts on that, William?
Well, the way I look at it, Akron is doing some things. They're charging too much taxes and that. But the thing is, we try and do things right, and they're not taking care of us. We got to work together. The city of Akron and the county have all got to work together. You know what I'm saying, young lady?
I know what you're saying. Beth, last thoughts, just because we're at 15 minutes, we gotta wrap this up.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'm done with my conversation.
I want everybody to say their last thoughts before we all get up.
Okay, hon. Again, what would you like me to speak to or talk?
Was this conversation valuable, and did it spark anything for you?
Yes, actually it did. I don't want to say that it's not necessarily I didn't hear anything new here, but I think these two gentlemen reinforced what I not necessarily have heard from other people, but what I've seen. Your question about if this has become a college town is a very good question. And I don't know that I can disagree with you and say that it's not. But it was interesting to see what the two gentlemen had to say, their points of view. They both have a very good point of view. Your questions, of course, were very good. They were very accurate.
Thank you. Thank you all. I really appreciate